Listen to the Chessboard, Level B2.
Sadie Daniels was a prodigy. At 20, with her long brown hair usually pulled into a ponytail and her striking blue eyes that seemed to see through her opponent's strategies, she was a force in the world of chess. She had a natural talent for the game, one that had earned her numerous trophies and accolades. Levi Johnson, on the other hand, was new to the competitive chess scene. At 22, he had recently moved to Sadie's town from across the country. With his tall, athletic build, short black hair, and intense green eyes, he cut an imposing figure. But it was his mind that was truly sharp, and he was quickly making a name for himself in local tournaments. Their first encounter happened at the annual town chess tournament. The event was held in the grand hall of the old community center, a place filled with the echoes of past matches and the soft murmur of spectators. Sadie, as the reigning champion, felt confident as she surveyed the room. That confidence wavered slightly when she saw Levi for the first time. He was standing at the registration desk, casually chatting with the officials, his easy smile contrasting with the competitive fire in his eyes. "Who's the new guy?" she asked Emma, her best friend and fellow chess enthusiast, as they set up their board for a warm-up game. "That's Levi Johnson," Emma replied. "He moved here a few months ago. He's been winning every local match since he arrived." Sadie's curiosity was piqued. She hadn't faced a truly challenging opponent in a long time. As she watched Levi move to his first game, she felt a spark of excitement. The tournament progressed quickly. Sadie won her first few matches with ease, as did Levi. It wasn't until the semifinals that they finally faced each other. The tension in the room was palpable as they sat down across from each other. "Sadie Daniels, right?" Levi said, extending his hand. "I've heard a lot about you." "Likewise," Sadie replied, shaking his hand. "Let's see if you live up to the hype." The game began. Sadie made her first move, and Levi responded with a swift counter. They played in near silence, the only sounds the clicking of the chess pieces and the occasional murmur from the spectators. Sadie quickly realized that Levi was unlike any opponent she had faced before. His strategies were unconventional, his moves unpredictable. As the game progressed, Sadie found herself pushed to her limits. Levi's knight threatened her queen, and she had to think quickly to avoid a devastating loss. She moved her bishop, a risky gambit that paid off. Levi's eyes widened slightly in surprise, but he quickly adapted, moving his rook to block her next attack. "Not bad," he said, a hint of admiration in his voice. "You're not too shabby yourself," Sadie replied, her competitive spirit ignited.
In the Ewa app, you can find many classic and contemporary stories from all genres. The best part is that while listening to the audiobooks, you can learn new words and improve your English listening skills. Go check it out at appewa.com.
The game ended in a draw, an outcome that left both players and spectators stunned. Sadie and Levi shook hands again, their respect for each other evident. "That was incredible," Levi said as they packed up their pieces. "I haven't had a game like that in years." "Neither have I," Sadie admitted. "We should play again sometime." From that day on, Sadie and Levi became regular opponents. They met at the park, in cafes, and even at each other's homes, always eager for a rematch. Their games were intense, filled with strategies and counter-strategies, each move a test of their skills. But as they spent more time together, they also began to learn more about each other. "So Levi, what made you decide to escape to our little town? Running away from a dramatic past?" Sadie asked as they sat in a cozy cafe, a chessboard set up between them. Levi chuckled, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "Something like that. I needed a break from the constant spotlight. It was either that or risk turning into a chess-obsessed hermit. Figured I'd try the quieter life first." "A chess-obsessed hermit, huh? I can see it now. You, in a cabin in the woods, muttering strategies to yourself while squirrels watch in awe." Levi laughed, the sound rich and genuine. "Hey, don't knock it until you've tried it. Those squirrels are surprisingly good listeners. But seriously, I needed to find balance. The pressure was getting too much." Sadie nodded thoughtfully, her expression softening. "I get that. Chess has always been my escape too, but for different reasons. My grandfather taught me when I was little. Playing always makes me feel close to him, even now that he's gone." Levi's gaze softened as he leaned forward, resting his chin on his hand. "It's amazing how much of an impact one person can have on your life. Your grandfather must have been a great man." A warm smile spread across Sadie's face. "He was. He used to tell me that every game of chess is like a story with its own twists and turns. I guess that's why I love it so much. It's like keeping his stories alive." "He sounds like a wise man," Levi said, his voice gentle. "My mentor used to say something similar. He also said that with some opponents, it's not about winning." "It's not?" Levi looked at her, holding his breath. "I never understood it either. Winning has always been everything to me, the whole point of the game, in fact. But now I know what he meant. Sometimes it's the playing that brings the most pleasure." A mild smile touched Sadie's face. "I think I know what you mean. Our matches are the highlight of my week." Their rivalry grew into a deep friendship, a bond that neither had anticipated. From their chess matches to quiet walks in the park, their connection deepened. The attraction between them intensified with each game they played. The regional chess championship was approaching, a prestigious event that could launch their careers to new heights. Both Sadie and Levi were determined to compete, but the prospect of facing each other in the finals filled them with mixed emotions. "Have you thought about what happens if we face each other in the finals?" Sadie asked, her voice tinged with both excitement and apprehension. Levi nodded, his gaze thoughtful. "I have. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? Wanting to win, but also not wanting to beat you." Sadie smiled. "Yeah, it is. I never imagined I'd care more about the person across the board than the game itself." Levi reached across the table, taking her hand in his. "No matter what happens, Sadie, I want you to know that I just want to keep playing." Sadie squeezed his hand. Her heart skipped a beat. "It won't ruin us, will it?" "The chessboard? No. The chessboard is where we belong, you and I. It has brought us together." As the tournament progressed, both Sadie and Levi advanced through their matches with ease. Each victory brought them closer to the inevitable showdown. The other competitors fell away, unable to match their skill and determination. Finally, the moment arrived. The grand hall was silent as Sadie and Levi took their seats across from each other. The spectators watched with bated breath, aware of the significance of this match. Sadie smiled at Levi, her heart racing not with fear but with anticipation. "Ready?" Levi grinned, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "Always." The game began, each move a testament to their skill and mutual respect. As they played, the room seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them and the board between them. Every move, every counter was a dance of strategy and understanding. As the game progressed, Sadie found herself lost in the moment. She realized that she didn't care about the outcome. The joy of playing against Levi, of sharing this intense, intimate experience was enough. She saw the same realization reflected in his eyes. Levi made a move, then looked up at her, his expression softening. "Sadie, no matter what happens, I want you to know that this has been the most incredible journey. Playing with you, getting to know you, it's more valuable than any trophy." Sadie felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes. "I feel the same way, Levi. This game, this moment, it's perfect because it's with you." They continued to play, each move bringing them closer to the end. But as the final moves approached, it was clear that neither of them was focused on winning. As the game drew to a close, the spectators leaned forward, eager to see the outcome. But for Sadie and Levi, the result was already clear. They had won something far more important than a championship.
For more free English audiobooks, subscribe and hit the like button. And now, listen to another English story.